done.
I got my certificate. This is the last part of my journey to get certified as Google Cloud Professional Machine Learning Engineer. And I will cover final preparation for the exam, the experience impressions of the exam, final thoughts about the journey. Welcome to Saravji's Hut's YouTube tribe. As you probably have guessed, I'm Saravji and will be your pilot on this outing. Without further delay, let's take off. As for the final preparations for the exam, I did go through the available example questions, as well as review the exam guide posted by the Google certification team. Just one thing, don't underestimate the time you should allot to this step or how much material there actually is. How the exam is conducted very closely follows the route that is laid out in the official description. So be sure to be aware of the description and take these at face value. As of my time of taking the exam, the computer you're taking the exam on has either to run Windows or Mac OS as operating system. The question is, why not Linux? It's a safe assumption that folks working in the cloud and or as machine learning professionals typically work in a Linux-based environment. This would indicate an overproportional number of Linux users in this group. Interestingly, the test is based on memorizing. The certificate is valid for 2 years because of the rapid changes that are normal in this environment. These are two somewhat contradictory philosophies. If the environment is so rapidly changing, memorization must be discouraged. And continually referencing reading up into documentation is essential to staying up to date with the latest developments. It's been a few years since my last exam in a similar program. How the exam is conducted has changed, but I can understand and concur with how the exam is conducted. As I understand, it's very similar and comparable with like programs across the cloud providers. What comes after the exam is also noteworthy. Right at the end of the exam, you will get a preliminary result. About a day later, there will be an official email from Google certification team informing you that your exam is under review. This email makes it sound like something is amiss. But this impression is misleading. This is actually standard procedure, so don't be alarmed about this email. In my case, it took about a week after this to receive the official and final notification for the exam results and the personalized certificate. My final thoughts. Was it worth going through this journey? Yes, I'm certain of this. What are my thoughts about the materials? There is a wealth of information in the materials, not only in the videos and slides for the videos, but also in the linked materials. As I mentioned before, the materials try to address a too broad spectrum of students, and as a result are too specific for beginners and too detailed for experienced folks. The result are materials that are not great for any of these groups. Would I get the certification again? You bet. Would I go about getting the certification in a different way? Absolutely. Especially from what I did pick up in the exam prep and the exam itself. I mentioned previously that I'm going to post specific videos, one for folks interested in getting started into data science machine learning field, answering the question whether these materials, the certification, are a good option for a start. One for experienced data science machine learning folks, answering the questions, are these materials, certification, time well spent? Are these materials a good resource for an introduction to Google Cloud? Are these materials a good resource to advance data science machine learning knowledge? One for the technical know-how, how to go about using the Quick Labs platform, insights into how to go about the labs, and small stuff like that that just make life easier going through the materials. Based on my last week and what I learned about the exam, I'm going to add more information. How I would go through the materials and prepare for the exam with the knowledge I now have. I also will change the format to one video. This video will be coming out soon. I appreciate you following along on this ride. So long for now from Saravji's hut. Stay safe. Saravji signing off and pointing to this video.